Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. How are you doing today? It's actually, usually I film these right after church, but we got here a little early, so I'm filming it before church. Mike and Frankie go in right away because they have choir practice before church. So I'm sitting on my heated seat with my Lotoderm patch on my back and some CBD salve on. I'm struggling, folks. I am struggling. I've dealt with back and hip and shoulder issues for the majority of my life. I've never had it be this bad for this long. This morning I was like, almost was like, do I go to urgent care? Like, this is bad. The only thing I can equate it to that keeps running through my mind is when I was a kid, my Nana used to read me the Brothers Grimm's fairy tales and the what's the other one that was like the real fairy tales. Anyway, in The Little Mermaid, when she would take steps, when she had legs, they would talk about that it felt like swords going up her legs, and that's what it feels like. Like in my hips and my lower back, it feels like I have swords stabbing me constantly. It doesn't matter if I'm sitting, standing, walking, laying down. It's constant, and it's wearing me down really bad. So I'm going to call Tuesday morning, because Monday is a holiday today that you guys are watching this. Happy Memorial Day, by the way. Remember those that have fallen and sacrificed for our freedom. It's an important one. But it does mean that a lot of places are closed. So I'll have to wait till Tuesday to try to get. I do have a massage scheduled. My girlfriend had got me a gift certificate. She actually got me 2 gift certificates for deep tissue massage, and I do have one scheduled for later this coming week. But I'm gonna see if I can't get into the doctor. And when I've gone to the doctor before regarding my back and my hips, and I don't know if it was because of my age, being younger at the time, they've always just kind of dismissed me and said there's nothing we can do. And they never prescribed me anything, they never whatever, and I've always managed to manage it through stretches, exercise, things like that. This particular episode that's been going on for way too long now is quite bad and unlike any episode I've ever had before. Usually it's one hip. This is both hips and across my lower back, and it's pulling me to one side so severely that I'm struggling just doing like my basic chores to take care of the animals, carrying buckets, bending, lifting. It's excruciating at times. Like, I've been literally in tears a few times from the pain of it while I'm doing chores. And I keep thinking I just need to move past it, it'll get better, and it's not getting better. So I am going to try to get in this week to see our local doctor and see if he can refer me, if he can, I don't know if he's gonna look at me and go, oh yeah, you have arthritis, like really bad. I have no idea. Like, I really don't. I don't know what it is. My girlfriend, who has rheumatoid arthritis, thinks that that's part of my problem, is that that's developed and that I'm having issues because of that, that have escalated rather quickly. And by quickly, I mean they've escalated within the last, really since our move. I had an issue where I pulled a groin muscle when we were moving, and it took me a long time to heal it. And then it's just been like, anyway, enough about my ailments. That's boring. Today we are going to, after church and Sunday lunch, our plan is to, Mike and Frankie are going to work on the pressure washer, try to get that rolling, and fix the chicken plucker, because I do have a gazillion more birds to process. And now that Frankie's home, I'm very hopeful that I can enlist her help to do the next few batches of birds, because doing it alone is very hard on my back. And it, the standing there, the bending over, the catching the birds, the doing all that. So I'm hoping that we can mitigate some of that by having her assist me a bit. and maybe even get through it a little bit faster would be nice. So I do have, I definitely have some birds to send to winter camp. And then we've got a bunch of stuff, you know. Tuesday we're scheduled to get our gravel delivery of the top layer of gravel. Frankie finished compacting all of the clay gravel the other day, or yesterday, Saturday, and getting that all done. And so now it's just kind of a, you know, a little bit of a waiting game until that comes. So hopefully that'll put a pin on that project, and then we can move on to some other things that we want to get done before we're hosting Freedom Weekend, because there's, you know, that's a lot of people coming to the property, and we want to get things as squared away as we can before that. So I'm hopeful we can, and that's one of the reasons why I need to get this fixed, because it's hindering me so much in the things I would know. Like yesterday, Mike was like, "What are you doing?" Because when I'm outside, I see something, I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna go fix that. I'm gonna go take care of it." And I picked up, there's an area around the electric fence where the birds are, where the little charging solar unit is, battery thing, and some grass had just grown up around it and was kind of not covering it, but kind of, and I had pushed them down. But then I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna get the weed whacker real quick." And then the other day I went and got the chainsaw out, and there was a sapling that was growing up next to the house where my hollyhocks are by the garage, and I cut that out. And then I was doing stuff in the flower bed, and it, like, he's like, why are you doing this? Like, you're hurting, and you shouldn't be physically trying to do that stuff right now. And I'm like, but I just see it, and then I'm like, I want to get it done, and then I regret it later, because, you know, especially there's something about the weed whacker that, like, the way it's awkward and the way you have to carry it, because the weed whacker is like bigger than me, so it's like a weird fulcrum point of balancing it when you're using it, and I feel like I'm probably shouldn't weed whack, but I do. And then I did get the plants in the ground that we'll see how they do. I did get the bulbs and the plants in the ground from Ramblin' Peach, from Carol. So thank you. And somebody, I remember at the meetup, and I cannot for the life of me remember who it was. Maybe they'll see this and be able to tell me. They gave us a couple jams that they made. And one was a strawberry and one was a muscadine. And I have been eating the strawberry jam on my sourdough bread that Tara gave me from the starter, because I've been making sourdough like a bunch this last week. And it's delicious. And so thank you for that, and I remember them, like, I remember the conversation. I cannot picture their face, which is unusual. Usually I can, like, picture their face, but just can't remember their name. I cannot picture who gave it to me, and I cannot picture, I think it's because I was on my way to the bathroom when they stopped me to tell me they had jam for me, and I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks." I think I was on, because usually if I'm like, I gotta go to the potty, I can't, I'm tunnel vision, I'm like, gotta go. So I remember them saying that, and then they must have given it to Mike to put in the truck, because I found it in with our snacks later, and I went, "Oh, that's right, they must have given it to Mike." But I can remember who it is, and I keep forgetting to ask my husband if he knows who it was, which I guess I could do that. I could start there, but I didn't, so there it is. I don't know. It's been a week, kids, after the meetup. It's been a week. It's just been a little crazy. And then I know I found out this morning when I got up that, you know, there was a bunch of tornadoes. Well, I don't know how many. I couldn't find that online when I looked, but there was some tornadoes that touched down in Oklahoma. I know that the Payne family, it sounds like from his post on Facebook that they lost their house. They are all okay, but obviously keeping them in our prayers, and I mean, devastating. And then our friends, the Corgills, who they have it, I don't know if they still have the channel, but they haven't posted in probably years at this point. They kind of decided it wasn't for them. But we met them through YouTube, but then we've stayed friends. And so I texted Whitney this morning, and I haven't heard back from her yet. So I'm a little nervous because it was in their town as well. So I'm like, are you okay? So I'm hopeful that, you know, my friends that are out in Oklahoma, and I haven't, and again, I don't know all the areas. Like, I know what hit Claymore and Salinas. I don't know, like, the area where MT is and all that. I have no idea. So I hoping everybody kind of checks in and lets us know they're okay. So keeping them, the victims of the tornadoes, definitely in our in our prayers. It's been a rough season already, in Oklahoma in particular, it seems. So I just, yeah, it's not good. So, but anyway, I got to get into church. Time to spend some time with Jesus, and I'm gonna pray for him to give me guidance on healing my back as well and my hips, because I can't function. I cannot function right now, and that's a struggle. Did not wash my hair. That's why it's curly, because I could not physically wash my hair today. It was too much. So anyway, and I had to sit down for a while when after I got out of the shower. I had to sit down for a minute, and I had to do some stretches. So I'm not moving like a spry chicken right now, which is a problem. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful Memorial Day, that you're remembering those that sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms, and remembering them today, and appreciate you. And as always, guys, stay blessed, and safety's off.